Hello everyone, and welcome to Homestead Where You Are. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Janet. I live in Central California, almost dead center of the state, both directions. I'm in the Central Valley. I have 2/3 of an acre out in the county, and I am trying to learn homesteading skills, doing my best to do what I can on this small 2/3 of an acre. So today is the first day of hashtag Feast in a Jar 23, hosted by me, and I am going to be making a Mexican picadillo. Everything that I can, especially when it comes to the meals in a jar type thing, is something that I make for us to have for dinner, and I just make a large batch because there's only 2 of us. I take and we will eat it that day, that night, whatever the case may be. The next day, whatever is left, I will can it. My husband is home in the evenings by himself. I work evenings, and so this type of thing gives him something that he can just toss in a pan, warm it up, and voila, he's got dinner. So anyway, yesterday I made this Mexican picadillo. It is essentially a Mexican hamburger soup. So I will show you how I did that here. That's what would make the juice, you know.
I want to say that because it says 3 parts of Right. That's not very exciting. Leave all that shit in there.
paprika. Okay, so now that our soup is made, and I did turn the crock pot back on this morning, let it heat back up. I have my jars heating already. I am going to, it is a little, I mean, it's pretty soupy, but for the canning purposes, I think I need to put just a little bit of chicken broth in it. So I'm going to do that now. I don't want to put too much, but I want to make sure it cans properly. All right, so there it is. Okay, so I am going to get my jars. And I have no idea how many jars this is going to make. I did heat up 10 jars, but I don't think it's going to take that many. I just didn't want to have to go back and make some or wash some more later. All right, and we're going to fill the jars to about a 1-inch headspace. I like to allow a little bit of room because I tend to have siphoning if I don't. This was very, very delicious.
We get a long time till dinner, so you might save me a bowl of that.
Okay.
Maybe you too.
Okay. Sorry about that. My husband came out the door, and of course, he doesn't know how to not use swear words when we're on camera. Really, Rocky? All right, there is a little bit left, but when my husband came out, he informed me that he wanted to have some for lunch. So I'm going to take what's left here and put it in this bowl. And that will give my husband his lunch. Now, typically when I make something like this, I usually either double, triple, or quadruple the batch. But I had never made this particular recipe before, so I wanted to make sure that we liked it before I made too much of it. So anyway, I have 4 pints here. It's probably about a pint for his lunch. And we ate probably 2 pints or so yesterday. And I figured it up, and it cost me about less than $6 to make this, which means that these cost roughly a little less than $1 a pint by doing it this way. So just so you know how cost effective it might be. All right, I'm going to use this hot water that I used for heating up my jar to put in the bottom of my canner. I think mine is a quart and a half or something like that. I have a ring because I've done this so many times, so I don't even look anymore. I just fill to the ring. I did have a little bit of water in there. So anyway, I'm going to put these in my, whoops, I don't have a thing on the bottom. All right, put these in here. And now, because I don't have a full canner load, which I hate doing this, I like to have a full canner when I do this, I'm going to set these empty jars down in here with the water in them to fill up the space. Alright, and that is basically just to keep them from falling over or anything like that while they're processing. I'm going to put my lid on. Alright, I'm going to let this come up to until it starts venting out of this vent, and I'm going to let it vent for 10 minutes before I do anything else. Alright, so while I'm waiting on that to start venting, I just thought I'd tell you guys, first of all, before you all start asking, because I know you will, happens every time, this is my outdoor canning kitchen, which is why it has all the funky colors. I would never do something like this inside my house, although I really, really do like it. This is just for my canning and dehydrating and things like that, so that I'm not taking up all the space in the kitchen and, don't have things, jars that are waiting to cool and all that kind of stuff sitting all over the place in the way inside the house. So my husband built me this canning kitchen. I have a sink, I have a pot filler, I have a regular propane stove. I also have this camp chef that is situated in here. We put some, the heat-proof paint and stuff inside. Right, that's starting to vent, so I'm going to let it go for 10 minutes. Anyway, so that's protected. I've been using it like that for about 3 years now. And then, anyway, my husband built this kitchen for me so that I could do this stuff outside. So that is why the colors are all funky. And while I'm here, I just want to say, make sure you go and check out all of the videos on the playlist. Each day there will be at least one, and in some cases 2 videos being posted. Make sure you watch them all the way through, hit the like button, and comment on every video, because on May the 6th, I believe it is, it's the Saturday, the first Saturday of the month, there will be a live giveaway, and the winners will be chosen from the comments on the videos. So make sure you do that, and check out all the channels that are involved, because there's some great channels in here. So anyway, let's get back to our canning. Okay, so this has been venting for 10 minutes. I am going to put my weight on. This is a 15-pound weight. That's the one that comes with the Presto. For my elevation, I only need 11 pounds for this, but I'm going to turn this all the way down as soon as it gets up to pressure. I will turn it all the way down, which is, on my stove, is still going to process at about 14 to 15 pounds. That's okay. It's okay if you process at a higher pressure than what it calls for. And since these are pint jars, this will process for 60 minutes. If it were quarts, it would process for 75 minutes. So when this gets up to pressure, I will turn this down and we'll wait our 60 minutes. All right, you can see that it is already at pressure, actually a little more than pressure. So I am going to turn my burner down all the way, and I'm going to set my timer for 60 minutes, and I'll bring you back when this is done. Now, one of the other things I wanted to mention, I forgot to say it earlier. This collaboration is basically meals that are preferably complete meals, but in some cases you might have to add pasta or rice or one of those things that you can't can or something like that to it. But anyway, essentially it's a complete meal in a jar. You can eat it the way that it is. Some people will be canning these meals, and some people will be doing a freeze-dried or dried powdered of some sort. Doesn't necessarily have to be freeze-dried, but maybe dehydrated or whatever. But anyway, it would be a meal in a jar that basically all you have to do is add water, and then you have your complete meal. So make sure you check out all those videos, because there's going to be a lot of variety. Okay, so these have been going for 60 minutes now. So I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to wait for it to get all the way down to 0 all by itself. You don't want to try and force it. You don't want to try and let the air out any quicker. That's how you get siphoning. That's how jars break. So you just want to let it come all the way down to 0 all by itself. Okay, the pressure on these has come down to 0. I'm going to open this up. All right, now I'm just going to wait for these to ping. I'll leave them sitting here until tomorrow. I'll take the rings off, I'll wash the jars, and I will put them in my pantry. And that's all there is to it. Like I said, I do a lot of our soup type meals that way. Chili beans, chili verde, any of that kind of stuff. I will make a large batch. We'll eat it for dinner that day, and whatever is left I will throw it in jars and put it in the canner, and then we have it for next time. And like I said, usually I would have a lot more jars than this, but it was the first time we tried that recipe, and it was very good. So I will use this recipe again. So next time I will at least double the batch, if not triple, and that way we'll have some more on the shelf. Anyway, that's all there is to it. I hope you guys do check out all of the other collaborators, all the other videos. I'll have them linked in my playlist as they come out. Remember, every day in the month of April, there'll be a new video. Some days there will be two. Some of it will be canning. Some of it will be dehydrated or freeze-dried. But it is going to be interesting to see all of the different ideas that people have and the way they do things. So anyway, have a good day, and I hope I see you guys on the next one.